What is skim coating, also known as a level 5 finish? Hey, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to take an in-depth look into the technique of skim coating. I get a lot of questions on all my skim coating videos of when should I apply a skim coat? How do I mix the skim coat mud? How do I apply a skim coat? I even get comments from fellow drywallers telling me that skim coating is stupid. So stay tuned. I'm going to try and clear all of this up today. Yeah, sometimes skim coating new drywall is a good idea too. Skim coating isn't always required for new drywall, but if there's not going to be a texture, I recommend it. It's just best to throw a very thin skim coat over all of the new drywall. That way you have a uniform surface to prime and paint. Sometimes when you don't skim coat, you can see where the paint absorbs into the joint compound differently than it does with the drywall paper. This is called flashing or photographing. This often occurs if a lot of natural light is in a room or by a south-facing window. Skim coating is a great way to make old walls new again. A skim coat is a thin coat of joint compound, also known as mud, that you can use or smooth out damaged walls with. You may need to skim coat if you are repairing after wallpaper removal, after drywall repair, ceiling repair, or even if your walls are just dinged and damaged from everyday wear and tear from your family. In general, you'll need to apply at least 2 skim coats before you achieve a smooth surface. Spread a skim coat on with a trowel or drywall knife over a rough wall or ceiling to create a flat surface for painting or retexturing. For skim coating, I use a USG all-purpose joint compound. It comes in a 5-gallon bucket and has a dark green lid. I prefer to use the all-purpose over a setting type compound because the all-purpose has a lot more glue in it, which equals better adhesion.
Push with the thumb, keeps this edge off the wall. No knife marks.
And if you stick around to the end of the video, I'm going to give you a skim coating tip that's going to blow you away. So here's one of my projects. I ended up doing a skim coat on some walls after wallpaper removal. They were pretty beat up from the customer removing the wallpaper themselves. I ended up putting a coat of Guard's problem surface sealer on before I did 2 skim coats. This was a project where they had a water damaged ceiling that I cut out and replaced, and it was a small bathroom, so I went ahead and skim coated the entire bathroom ceiling and then retextured it with a knockdown texture. Hey, I wanted to give a shout out to anybody new to my channel. Welcome. If you're into home repairs, fine-tuning your drywall skills and texture matching skills, you've come to the right place. Whether you're a DIYer, contractor, handyman, I got some tips and tricks for you. Over the years, I've been doing this for over 2 decades. So subscribe to my channel and also hit that little bell notification so you get alerted whenever I'm posting a new video. Thanks again. Hope you're enjoying the video.
All right, got that area repaired, textured, primed, painted. Can't even tell it was ever there. There it is.
I'm going to mix up the USG all-purpose joint compound. So what I use for my texturing, skim coating with the dark green lid. Tools you're going to need. Well, actually, tools I'm using, you don't have to use these to achieve a skim coat. Got a 16-inch mud pan, 14-inch drywall taping knife, 6-inch. Use this for scraping or tight areas. To mix the joint compound, I'm going to use, just a paint mixer and my cordless DeWalt 20-volt drill. Before I do anything, I like to get probably a third of the joint compound out of a bucket. That way I can mix it up. It gives me plenty of room so I don't splatter everywhere. So I'm just going to add just a little bit of water. Just enough to make it creamy. That's about it. Probably not even a cup. But if I want to add more, I can. You don't want to put too much in because then there ain't no going back without mixing more joint compound in. When you are doing a skim coat, it depends what you're skim coating over. You know, this, since it's a popcorn ceiling, I'm going to go ahead and just barely mix it up so it's kind of creamy. I'm not going to really thin it very much at all. But if you're doing a smooth over like wallpaper removal or something, you could thin it just a little bit more than you normally would. Here's a unique situation for skim coating. A painted popcorn ceiling sometimes is really hard to get off, especially the older ones. This ceiling's had many coats of paint, so I'm just going to skim coat over it twice instead of that hard work of trying to scrape this stuff off. It's not going to come off and just damage the drywall ceiling anyways. This was some repairs that I had to do after removing some 1980s style mirrors. First I had to scrape off all of the mastic that held the mirrors in place. Then I applied the Guard's Problem Surface Sealer to lock down all the drywall brown paper. After that dried, I ended up skimming this wall 2 times to get a nice smooth finish. And if you stuck around to the end for the bonus video, thank you. Here it is, how to skim coat with the paint roller trick. Getting rid of the knockdown texture with the skim coat. We're using an 1¼ inch roller nap and some thin down joint compound. Usually takes 2 rounds of this to get a smooth wall. Whether you're a DIY, handyman, contractor, this trick is going to help you skim coat. Here I'm using a 14-inch taping knife and mud pan to skim out the rolled on all-purpose joint compound. I'll leave a link to this full video, how to skim coat with the paint roller trick, in the YouTube card above. Hit that center icon to subscribe to keep up with all my latest videos. Thanks so much for watching. There's a link on the left end card to a playlist with all my skim coating videos in it. And on the right end screen, YouTube will be picking the very best video for you to view.